and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
My name is Patrick Williams,
Now,
better known as Patrick the Animal Williams, former UFC fighter, hold the record for the fastest submission for bantamweight WEC history. I also wrestled for Arizona State University and wrestled for Neosho County Community College, and former alumni at South Dade for their wrestling program. What got me into UFC and what got me into MMA? Well, while I was in Arizona State University, after I graduated, I remember looking back and a lot of our fighters, a lot of our wrestlers ended up making a transition into fighting. We had Cain Velasquez, he was fighting for Bulldog. We had Ryan Bader, he was fighting as well. He was doing, he was fighting in the UFC. CB Dalloway was fighting in the UFC. And I just felt like I had to give it a shot.
We got a banging card for you, ladies and gentlemen.
My first UFC fight was nerve-wracking. I remember I got the call from my agent. They said they had good news and bad news. And I told them, okay, what's the news? The good news was they got me a fight in the UFC. So obviously I was a little worried about, what's the bad news here? I'm about to fight in the UFC. What can be bad from that? So the thing was, they got me a fight at 135 pounds and I hadn't trained for like 6 months. So my first fight was spent not training for the fight, but getting my weight off. My most memorable fight is my fight at UFC 188 against Alejandro Perez, where I got the fastest submission for bantamweight history, 23 seconds. Right now, I still have that itch to fight, and I'm trying my best to get back into it and train. I feel like I didn't leave it all out in the ring, so I want to show the world what else I have in the tank. The game definitely changed. You have more skills, more patience involved, and a lot of these fighters now, the way they train is smarter, better. So fortunately, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to make changes as well to be able to compete in this game. Well, since retirement, since I haven't been fighting, I ended up being a resource officer at Charles Hadley Elementary. I love this job, the best job in the world, and I get to give back to the community and help the youth growing up and be an example for them and a role model. My favorite game right now is Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy, I love role-playing games, but before it used to be Call of Duty, but it seems like the game changed on Call of Duty. Now you got all these little kids whooping up on people, so I stay in my lane, stay with Final Fantasy. At this moment, no, just myself, just to get back in shape. I'm gonna do my best, training in boxing, Muay Thai, back training in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and see where it goes from there. Best advice is go wrestle. Number one, that right there will give you your basics. You'll have good balance, and you can help kind of control where the fight takes place.
And then that was it.
All right,
I
appreciate it.
Appreciate you
All right,
coming in last second.
no problem.
Okay.
I'm a little tired because I was up all night.